Half the things we think are not our thoughts. They're the values of society. They're the values of our parents. They're the values of our friends. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Clone talk. I'm not going to explain myself to people outside like, oh, why are you doing a podcast? Or why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? I'll have conversations if they have constructive advice, but like, I don't need to explain myself because I've done that to myself, with myself, when I'm by myself. And it made me uncomfortable. It was like, okay, I'm not actually the disciplined person I thought I was. Even when I cut out my friend, cut out social interactions, and cut out the distractions of women, I still didn't make the progress I thought I would make, which made me uncomfortable. And that is beautiful, because discomfort is where progress is made. Discomfort is what happens when you're on the precipice of change. Most of our beliefs are not our beliefs. They're the beliefs that we've been fed by media. They're the beliefs we've been fed by our education systems, our parents, our surroundings, peers, and they just continue to perpetuate themselves because no one says, wait a minute, let me actually evaluate why I think this way. I saw my friend Ben, shout out to Ben, love you bro, and I hadn't seen him in a year. Wow, that's probably the longest I'd not seen him. I was kind of cursing him out for not seeing him for so long, even though half of the reason was because I was also not out. He was doing his own thing. I'm sure he was growing. He did not need to say more than that. I was like, bro, beautiful. We all need to do that. We all need to step back a bit, spend time with ourselves, look at ourselves, evaluate our lives, and then bam, reintroduce ourselves into society. That's what life is about, constant change. Either our parents or schools, they have agendas implicitly and they're just perpetuated, so we then learn those things and we don't outlearn those things, so we then just feed them to our kids, and our kids don't outlearn those things, and then that's why the cycle continues, even though we're fully like, wait a minute, is this actually how we should be living? But we haven't sat down and be like, okay, what are my values? If you're lonely when you're alone, you're in bad company. That's to say, if you do not like being by yourself, you're in bad company. Meaning you need to work on yourself. I love being alone. I love the person I am. I think I'm funny. I'm funny by myself. I like my ideas. I like thinking. I like conversations. I like my mind wandering. I like creating things. But as a human beings, we need this time to actually think about our lives. He's a big advocate for spending time alone in solitude, realizing who you are, building your skills, reading, learning, and then being a better member in society. And that's what I'm trying to do. I spend months and months alone, realizing what I want to do, realizing my purpose, realizing my values. This podcast is one of the ways I'm using to channel that. This is a child of solitude. Have you sat down and opened your computer, opened your phone, wrote down a piece of paper? What is my purpose at the top? What are my values at the top? What are my strengths at the top? What are my weaknesses at the top? Have you done that? And then let your mind also do some bit of the mixing as well. If you want to be the best version of yourself, you have to spend time alone to discover what that is to you. The best version of yourself may not be somebody who's on YouTube or on Spotify making music, or an artist on Instagram. Your best version of yourself could be you're in your office. You're somebody in your office that makes your office glow. You may be in a hospital making the patients glow. You may be an accountant. You may be somebody who works a desk job. You may be somebody in retail. But what's your purpose? Your purpose could make that shop good. Your purpose could make that environment good. Your purpose could be helping your neighbors, your neighborhood. It's so funny. I was talking to somebody recently and I was like, I actually don't want a lot of things. And they were like, don't say that. My monkey mind was like, maybe I should want a lot of things. No, I don't like having a lot of things. I literally just want to be free and comfortable and to be able to help people in my life and inspire people. But the world and society and our parents are like, more, everything. You must have more. You must have more. It's never enough. 99% of people in this world do not know how to say enough.
Sat in West Savannah with my younger cousins. Music bumps while I'm swiping through the social poisons. 1,000 listens gave me visions that my music buzzing. Thought I was too good to feel reality, screams I wasn't.